Hi guys, it's Poornima, and in today's video I want to talk about something that means so much to me, and that is journaling. If you know me, you know I absolutely swear by it, so today's video is going to cover how I got into journaling and kind of like my story, the benefits of journaling, and a step-by-step process on how you can start journaling, as well as some of my favorite prompts for self-reflection and growth. I've kind of discovered journaling when I was entering high school and was trying to figure out a way to be more organized. I tried out bullet journaling and began just by making aesthetic spreads and little to-do lists for things that I can check off. It was helping me stay organized, but I still always felt overwhelmed by the things I needed to do or just how I was feeling. I didn't really know how to get in touch with my feelings, so I would just brush them off and continue being quote-unquote productive because I just didn't have the time for this. I think my first experience journaling was when it was my 16th birthday during COVID. I was feeling pretty lonely that I wouldn't get to spend it with friends, so I really thought about how I could cheer myself up. What I really needed wasn't something materialistic. I really needed reassurance that I was on the right track. So I flipped some pages in my bullet journal and wrote myself a small letter on a sticky note a few days in advance, so I'd have a small surprise when it was my birthday. I'm telling you, this is one of the best things you can do for yourself because a lot of the times we work really hard but feel like we might not be going in the right direction. But when you tell yourself that you are loved, are exactly where you need to be, and are so proud of yourself, you feel so at peace and are able to continue succeeding at whatever you do. Once I realized the impact this had on me, I began writing more. I wrote about how my day went and how I was feeling, and even picked a quote of the day every day. Just the small practice of writing for 10 to 15 minutes each day made me feel like my feelings were valid, and it really helped me get those negative feelings out of my system while reflecting and being grateful about the small, just usually forgotten details about my day. Then I wrote about my goals and aspirations, how I'm going to achieve them, the fears that were holding me back, and how I was going to take those small steps to overcome those fears every day. The best part about journals is that it's your story, and you choose how you write it. It is solely yours and nobody else's business. That was huge for me because now I can write down all of my quote-unquote crazy, ambitious goals to really see what my dream life looks like before I try to take steps to achieve it. Journaling is truly one of the best things you can do for your mental health. You can express yourself without judgment and get those inner feelings out so there's less on your mind. I know you think you can just move on with your day and the feelings will fade, but if you keep suppressing them, it's going to eventually lead to them coming out some way or another and overflow like a volcano. If you sometimes cry or get angry without any specific reason, it could be because you aren't getting in touch with your actual feelings and you're just continuously bottling them up. Also, do you ever realize how fast days go by? We're just going at life faster and faster, but how often do we stop and think about the direction we're headed in? We might actually be going in the wrong direction. Keeping this daily log really helps you zoom out, look at the big picture, and just see where you're headed in life and how you're feeling. And this really just does wonders to your stress levels. Because it's just always so important to know who, what, when, why, how, and where. And the second you don't know that, you feel like something is crumbling apart, and that's when you begin feeling overwhelmed. Journaling can really help you sort things out for mental clarity or serve as an outlet to get whatever is on your mind out. Because a lot of the times we want to reach certain goals, but if you don't visualize yourself there and really visualize how you talk, how you feel, how you look like, and everything, it'll feel like you're trying to find something in an abyss because you yourself don't know what is enough or when to stop. Plus, every day we make so many good memories and have such great breakthroughs and life lessons, but if you don't document your life, chances are you're going to forget. Hopefully, I've convinced you enough to try it out, so come along and let's journal together. First step, find your format. You can give everything a try to see if you prefer a physical journal or a digital version. Honestly, I use both because sometimes I'll type my entries on Notion or write it in my journal. It just depends on what I'm feeling like that day.
Once you do that, set a schedule to make journaling a habit. I like to journal 30 minutes before bed, so I'll have it time blocked on my calendar every day. I'll usually spend like 15 to 20 minutes journaling, but you can honestly just start with like 10.
I feel like the primary uses for a journal are kind of like a personal journal where you write your thoughts, feelings, experiences, and a gratitude journal for cultivating gratitude, and then a goal setting or like manifestation journal, and then one to track habits. It's up to you how you divide them up, but I just like to combine them into like one notebook to just reduce clutter.
And you could totally just begin with a basic notebook where you write how your day was and then get into the intricate stuff later.
For my journaling, I like to begin with a positive quote of the day that kind of inspires me and sets the mood.
Usually I'll look for an inspiring quote on Pinterest and write that down. If I'm free writing, I like to begin with how I'm feeling, write what I'm grateful for, and just write some of the goals that I want to achieve and how I made some progress on those goals today. I've also been trying to find more balance lately, so on Notion, I set up a checklist template where I have a list of all of my goals broken down into different aspects, and the goal is to check at least 2 of them off every day so I find more balance in my life.
But if all of that sounds a little too complicated, don't worry. This is just what works for me, and you might discover something that works for you too.
The most important thing when journaling is to allow your thoughts to flow freely. Don't worry about grammar or spelling, and don't try to censor anything you're feeling. You're the only one who's going to look at this, so really allow your subconscious mind to surface and express itself. To help you get started, let's go over some journal prompts that can kind of help you incorporate these aspects. So grab your favorite beverage, head somewhere cozy and quiet, and let's begin. Feel free to pause the video whenever you see a prompt you'd like to use, and just take some time to write your own journal entry. So the first prompt: describe a moment when you felt a strong sense of purpose or alignment with your true self. What were the circumstances, and how can you create more of those moments?
I love this prompt because it kind of forces you to visualize kind of like what makes you feel more like you. So for this prompt, just try to reflect and think about what you've done recently that felt natural, feels more like you, and just makes you more fulfilled and accomplished, like an ideal version of yourself.
And the second prompt is list 3 things you appreciate about yourself and why. Celebrate your strengths and acknowledge the qualities that make you unique.
This is such a great prompt because a lot of the times we keep focusing on what we don't have or what we need to improve on, but it's also important to stop and think about how far we've come and just the little things that give you confidence to move forward.
The third prompt is write a letter to your future self, describing the person you want to become and the life you envision. Set intentions for your journey and express belief in your ability to achieve your dreams.
This is one of my favorite prompts because you can really look back on this letter to your future self later on, but also just describing the person you want to become is so helpful to kind of refining what you want your future to look like so that once you look back on it, you're just so proud of yourself and that you're fully capable at achieving the things you set your mind out to achieve.
The fourth prompt is reflect on a recent challenge you faced and how it contributed to your personal growth. What did you learn from this experience?
This prompt is great because it kind of forces you to think of all your challenges and obstacles as kind of opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. So this prompt is great to identify what you've learned from obstacles you've faced recently.
The fifth prompt is reflect on a recent experience that brought you joy or happiness. What elements contributed to that feeling, and how can you create more moments of joy in your daily life?
This is just great to see kind of what brings you true happiness and seeing how you can adapt your daily life, so it includes a little bit of that each day. So it just makes you more fulfilled and a happier person.
The next prompt is set 3 specific goals you want to achieve in the next month. Break them down into actionable steps and create a plan to work towards them.
This prompt is perfect for having a direction on your life and for setting some actionable steps to go for the dream life that you envision.
The 7th prompt is write about a habit you want to cultivate or change. Outline a strategy for incorporating this habit into your daily routine.
This one is a little similar to the previous prompt, but this one is about identifying and incorporating a habit that's going to help you in the long term.
The next prompt is write about a recent event or interaction that made you feel inspired or motivated. How can you harness that inspiration to fuel your personal growth? The next one is write about a thought or belief that is holding you back from reaching your full potential. Challenge that belief and explore alternate perspectives.
This is really great if you want to just reflect and overcome self-doubt, because a lot of the times we're the ones holding ourselves back, and by challenging some of these beliefs, it's going to help you really reach your full potential. I hope you guys had a great time reflecting with me today. Let me know what your favorite prompt was and why. Just out of curiosity, how do you guys usually journal? I'd love to know in the comment section below. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!